Hey everyone, what's up? My name is Jordan and this is JJ Cruise. Today we are checking out the Carnival Valor. We're taking you on a full walking tour on every single deck. Before we do that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button to tell YouTube you like content like this. If you're watching this, you probably love cruising just as much as we do, so we invite you to come along our journeys with us from ship to ship as we release all kinds of cruise content just like this. We are starting our tour up here on deck 14. This is the highest deck on the Carnival Valor, and up here you do have the Serenity, which is the adults only area. This is an area where you're going to have lounge chairs as well as 2 hot tubs. This particular Serenity deck is only accessible via stairs. The Serenity deck is 2 levels. It's deck 12 and 14. There is no deck 13 on this ship. But up here you do have a sun deck. There are normally sun chairs out here where you can come and lay out, but they are put away for today. And then you've got one other thing up here, and that is the water slide. So there's one water slide here on the Carnival Valor. You're gonna have that entrance right here up on deck 14. The deck does stretch around to the other side, so you have another entrance in there to Serenity. But this is one of the smaller decks, and it is only all the way at the forward of the ship. So let's hop on down to deck number 12. We've come down one deck to deck 12. Like I said, there's no deck 13 on this ship. One thing to note, there is only one elevator that does come up here to deck 12. So if you're not able to take the stairs, just note only one elevator does come up here. It might take you a little bit longer to get up here. But there's a few things up here, including Camp Ocean. So this is of course going to be the kids club on the ship. You do have bathrooms right outside of Camp Ocean. But up here all the way toward the forward of the ship is where you're going to drop off those kiddos. And then you do have an entrance and an exit to outside. What's nice is Camp Ocean does have an indoor area and an outdoor area for the kids here on the Carnival Valor. Now this deck is kind of split into 2 sections. To my left, you are going to have part of the Serenity deck. So we saw that upstairs. But you are going to have additional loungers and seats up here, as well as the Serenity Bar. So you can come up here. You've got a nice open area, sun deck, lots of nice plush furniture. You do have that bar right there. But then we're going to walk onto the other side, which is really just a sun deck. So out here you do have a ping pong table. Actually I have 2 of those. And then some additional loungers. And that is deck 12. We are here now on deck 11. We're in the forward elevator bank, and all the way towards the front of the ship you do have the Carnival Spa as well as the fitness center. So through these doors you are going to have all of your traditional spa services such as massage, manicures, pedicures. If you'd like to get your hair done, they offer a lot of different treatments. And then on the left you'll have the men's entrance to the fitness center, and on the right you'll have the women's. Now something that we love is in these locker rooms you do have a sauna and steam room. So if you want to come up here and just utilize those services, they are free. You can see the gym it's not too big, but you do have those nice floor to ceiling windows so you can look out over the ocean as you're working out. This is a really nice spa area, so you're not going to want to miss this if you come on the Carnival Valor. We jumped over to the other side of the deck. We are still on deck 11, but now more aft. And this is the sports deck. So this is going to be where the sports court will be. You've got volleyball here as well as basketball. These are smaller areas to play sports. But something else that you have accessible within this sports area is access to the deck 12 miniature golf. So you do have to go inside the sports court, take the stairs up, and then you are going to have mini golf, which will be around the funnel, more towards the back of the ship. This is another deck that does not have an elevator that comes up to the deck. So if you are someone that does need an elevator, this deck is not accessible to you. Unfortunately, it's an older ship. We've seen some of these things happen on older ships, but that's just something very important to know if you are coming on the Carnival Valor in the future. You see the blue stripe that kind of circles around the sports deck, and that is the jogging and walking track. So of course you can take this around. It goes around the whole deck, but again, this is a very small deck section towards the aft of deck 11. We are now on deck 10. We did just come down a deck from deck 11. We are in the mid-ship elevator bank. So keep in mind there are 3 elevator banks on this ship. That's something that I really like about older cruise ships. And you're gonna see these eagles all throughout the ship. The ship is very, very patriotic, but you're gonna see stairs to get down to deck 9. But there is one thing here in this midship area that's really important, and that is Scarlett's Steakhouse. Scarlett's Steakhouse is the steakhouse found on the older Carnival ships. Of course, this is a specialty restaurant. Right now it is $48 per person. You can kind of just get a look here. Nice windows looking out onto the deck. If you do want to come and have a dinner here, they do require a reservation. So you will have to make that reservation, which you can do in your Carnival Hub app, or of course, before you ever get on the ship. As we walk out to deck 10, to my left, you are going to have a sun deck that does stretch all the way around. So we're not going to walk all the way back there, but just know past these wind barriers, you will have a sun deck, and there is an entrance and exit to the buffet back there with a really good barbecue restaurant, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But we are going to walk this way, and you can see lots and lots of lounge chairs. So there are plenty of lounge chairs here on the Carnival Valor. You've got a nice little look down onto the Lido deck with the pool up there. And then you can see the water slide right across from us. But something else that is found up here on deck 10 is going to be the dolphin pool. There's a total of 3 pools on the Carnival Valor, 1 on deck 10 and then 2 on deck 9. You can also see you do have some stadium seating here. That will take you up to, of course, decks 11, 12, and 14. A lot of people utilize the seats because there is a giant movie screen, and they are showing movies kind of all day and night up here on the deck, which is really nice. If you're ever bored and you just want to come and see a movie, you can do that up here on the deck. And then right down here, you are going to have that dolphin pool and the exit from the water slide. You also do have a hot tub up here. There are plenty of whirlpools on the Carnival Valor, but again, it's great because you do have direct access to the movie screen from here. We are now on deck 9. We are in the forward elevator bank. This is going to be your Lido deck. So this is of course going to be the main pool deck, and then this is where most of the food on the ship will be found, at least if you're looking for casual food. So as we walk through here, you're going to see a lot of art on the walls. Park West is on the ship, and they do offer a lot of different art events. So if you want to come up and see some really nice art that possibly you can purchase, you'll come up here to deck 9 towards the forward. And now we are walking out to the Lido deck. In the middle, you're going to have the Argonaut pool. Now, something that's interesting about this pool is it is only for those 18 and up. So this is not a pool for kids. On the left, you are going to have the RedFrog Rum Bar. Of course, this is going to be a token bar for Carnival on all of their ships. Come here and get great rum drinks. And right across from that, you will have the Blue Iguana Tequila Bar. Now, next to the Blue Iguana Tequila Bar, you will have a towel station. So if you do want to get a towel, you can do that right here. You've got 2 whirlpools or hot tubs that are right behind the pool, set on either side of the entrance of the elevator bank. So that Blue Iguana Tequila Bar. And now we are getting into the good stuff, and that is the food. So of course, you do have the Carnival favorites on this ship, like the Blue Iguana Cantina. This is going to be your fast casual Mexican food. They do offer a salsa bar, burritos, and tacos. And they do make those tortillas here on the ship. And right across from that, you are going to have Guy's Burger Bar. Another Carnival favorite, Guy Fieri's burger joint here on the ship. If you're curious as to what burgers they have here, I'm going to give a quick span of the menu. And then of course they do have their toppings bar, which is one of my personal favorite parts of the burger bar. There's plenty of seating on either side. Now over there by the Blue Iguana Cantina, you also will have swirls. That's the ice cream. That is open till midnight every night. So if you're looking for ice cream, it'll be there. Oh, and it is on this side too. So you've got the ice cream on either side next to the fast casual restaurants. And then we are walking into Rosie's restaurant, which is going to be the buffet here on the Carnival Valor. Now, something that we like about this buffet is that there's multiple small eateries within the actual buffet. So you do have your traditional buffet food, but then you have Mongolian wok, which is here on my right. This is going to be, of course, fast casual Asian food. It is free, it's included. So if you want to grab some Asian food while you're on board, you'll make a bowl and they'll stir fry it up right there in front of you. We're walking right past the salad bar, and the buffet, the actual buffet bar does kind of go all the way around in a circle. You can kind of see the theming of this is like a 1950s diner, which is really cool. It's very cute. And here on my left, you will have the Carnival Deli. The Carnival Deli is going to be one of the eateries that's open the latest. It's open every single night until 11 p.m. and they have hot and cold sandwiches. You can kind of see there's expansive seating here in the back, as we've got lots of additional places for buffet food to go. Now on the other side of where you saw that deli, you are going to have sushi. Now that is the one food item that's here that is not for free. So if you do want sushi, you can get that freshly made on the other side of the deli, but it does come at an additional charge. We're gonna walk up these steps to the Old Fashioned Barbecue. This is another included fast casual restaurant or eatery here that's found at the very back of the buffet. I will say we have gotten to eat here a couple of times. The barbecue here is surprisingly great. They got sides like mac and cheese, coleslaw, potato salad, and then you can get things like chicken, beef, or pork. Everything we've eaten here has been excellent. You're gonna wanna check the times when you get on the ship, because they're not open at all hours. They are typically only open for lunch. So that is the buffet. We're gonna now head out to the back of Deck 9, where there's even more food and pool. We came back down those steps, and now we are walking out the back exit of the buffet. And here you are going to have Pizza Pirate, which is another Carnival favorite. This is going to be your pizza place on board. Now this pizza place is open until 4 a.m. so you can definitely come here and get great, delicious pizza. And then in the evening, they do have Pizza Pirate Plus, which offers things like hoagies, lasagna, and Caesar salads. So there's no shortage of food here on Deck 9. You've got a bar back here as well. And then you do have that third pool and 2 additional whirlpools. So you see the pool here in the middle. Now something that's really cool about this area is there is a retractable roof. So if the weather is bad or they need to close this area off at any time, they can just bring the roof and retract it forward to make this an indoor pool. So that's pretty cool. So you see the pool and then 2 additional hot tubs. You then have the Seafood Shack. This is one other kind of specialty restaurant. This is seafood for a charge. So if you are wanting to come here and get things like shrimp or clams or fried calamari, you can definitely do that as well. Now the pool back here, it is called the Prometheus Pool. It is again an 18 and up pool. So this is just for 18 and up. So you're gonna wanna look for that pool close to the water slide. If you want a pool for the kids, that will be specifically the pool for those kiddos. And we have made it into the aft elevator bank. Now the next several decks down are going to be just stateroom decks, so we are going to actually hop down to Deck 5 and check out the rest of the ship. We've come down to Deck 5, so again, Decks 6, 7, and 8 are going to be all stateroom decks. Deck 5 though is packed with a lot of action. So I've got 3 venues here that are kind of in front of me. We're gonna go from left to right. The first one is the Lindy Hop, and this is going to be your piano bar. So the piano bar is again another crowd favorite on Carnival Cruise Line ships. You do have a piano here in the middle of the room, and everything is styled after this piano bar as well. You can see the faux keys there. But you got lots of seating in here, but I will say piano bars on cruise ships always fill up. They always fill up very quickly. So if you are wanting to come and see one of the piano shows, you're going to want to do that early. You're going to want to see it and get here as early as possible. Next to the Lindy Hop, you do have the Eagles Lounge. This is another area that is very popular. So again, another place that if there's a show here, you're gonna wanna get here early. This is going to be where the Punchline or comedy shows happen. So again, it fills up very, very quickly. It looks very large and there is quite a bit of seating in here, but comedy on the ship is very, very popular. So you can see the stage there with lots of seating. Again, this is the Eagles Lounge. And then there is one additional area right next door. You can see this very interesting banana skirt. This is called Paris Hot. Now on our sailing, we've been on a 5-night Mexico sailing. There hasn't been a lot of activities in here. There's been a couple of smaller things like a pamper party for women in this space, but they don't use the space for a lot. But it is very interesting because the style is so eclectic. This might be one of the most unique venues I've ever been on. You can see the leopard print, or I guess the zebra print, and then the statues all around. There is a stage there, so of course this is a place where different activities can take place, but here in 2023 they're not utilizing it too much. So you've got those 3 entertainment venues here, but we're going to continue to walk the deck, and we're going to walk the entirety of the deck here. So right outside you do have the Alchemy Bar. This is again another Carnival favorite. This is kind of your mixology bar. So you've got people here. The theme is kind of like a pharmacy or an apothecary. So you've got these people that will feed you medicine, but it might just be the best tasting medicine you've ever had. Right across from the Alchemy Bar, you are going to have the One Small Step Dance Club. That's kind of where you see this floor to ceiling glass. This is going to be your nightclub on board. So we're going to step inside here, and you can see there is a dance floor in the middle of the venue with seating kind of all around. This is definitely kind of your throwback dance club from the early 2000s. But if you are someone that likes late night fun, this club is definitely hopping at night. Right next to the dance club, which is for adults, you do have an area for kids. And that's kind of funny. This is the caboose. So this is going to be your arcade on board. So if you are anyone that likes arcades, or you've got small ones that like arcades, that's going to be right here on deck 5. Lots of different games and a chance to win a PS5. That could just be yours if you play the right game. Now, as you can see on my right, you are going to have seating that kind of spans the deck. So if you're looking for a place to kind of just sit down with a group of people, maybe enjoy a drink, there's tons of couches and tables up here. We're going to continue to walk down the deck, and you are going to have the Red Frog Pub. So the Red Frog Pub is going to be another bar on board. This is going to be for your beer drinkers. If you are someone that enjoys beer, you do have this pub, which is actually, it's a lot larger than it appears. When you walk in, you kind of see this bar, but it actually goes far beyond this bar. You've got things like foosball in here, and then you do have a stage where you're going to have live music. And the theming, of course, is all tropical. So it definitely makes you feel like you are on a Caribbean or tropical cruise when you're here in the Red Frog Pub. Carnival does brew their own beer, and that is actually for sale here in the pub. So if you are a fan of Carnival beer, you can get that, of course, exclusively on Carnival ships. Right outside the pub, you are going to have Java Blue Cafe. You see those giant mugs hanging above the bar right there. Right next to your coffee shop, you are going to have the midship elevator banks and then Carnival Adventures. So if you are wanting to book those land excursions, you'll do that up here on deck 5. Directly across from Carnival Adventures is going to be your internet cafe. You see a couple of computers there with a printer. So that's the internet cafe / business center. And now we are walking into the Shogun Casino. So this is going to be your casino on board. You have a massive casino bar here with bar stools all the way around. Now, the ship is definitely older, but you would not know that if you just walked into the casino, because they do have very updated casino games. They don't have actually a lot of those classic casino games that you might expect on older ships. The casino is really large and actually very spacious. We noticed that you're not just kind of packed in with a bunch of other people with games side to side to side. There's actually a lot of space in between the games, which is really quite nice. At the end of the casino, you are going to have this desk here, which is where your shopping manager will be. So if you are someone that enjoys shopping while on cruise ships, you can come and talk to the shopping manager there. And speaking of shops, as we kind of get into the main atrium, you are going to have several shops. So you do have Hipfish, which is fashion and jewelry. So if you're looking for things like rings, watches, clothing, Hipfish is going to be that particular shop where you can find that. That's of course right next to Effy. Effy is found on a lot of different cruise ships, and it is found here on the Carnival Valor as well. Now we are here in the main atrium, so you're going to notice this large open area which does kind of look down into the atrium and the atrium bar, but you've got a few other shops up here we're going to talk about. You do have Cherry on top. This is going to be the candy shop on board. Definitely a fan favorite for the kids. And right across from Hipfish and Effy, you are going to have the Skybox Sports Bar. So this is going to be the sports bar on the ship. They've got massive screens in here where they show a lot of different games. You'll notice that there are different couches and seats in here, and then of course you do have the screens. So you've got massive screens for different games that are going on during your sailing. And then this does go into the casino. So this kind of attaches on to the casino. I'll give you a little bit of a view into the atrium here. And we'll get down there eventually. But this atrium does kind of go all the way up to deck 9. You got the glass elevators that will take you all the way up, which is really cool. We got another store here, and this is going to be your Carnival brand store. So if you are looking for Carnival merch, it'll be right next to the Skybox. All the shops are closed right now because we are at port today, but once we sail away, the shops will again be open. Don't forget about the the sail and sign kiosks, which you're going to find throughout the ship. There's one here on deck 5. This can actually save you some time from having to go stand in line. You can just swipe your card, you can make payments there, as well as check on your account. You've got a fragrance shop here to my left, and then you are going to have an entrance into the Ivanhoe Theater. So the theater does span decks 3, 4, and 5. This is going to be the entrance that will take you all the way to the top of the balcony. And that entrance is right off of the elevator bank. So here's where you're going to find the most elevators on the ship. You got the glass elevators, which are straight in front of me, and then elevators on either side. And that is deck 5. We are now on deck 4. So we've come down one deck. You're going to see the stairs in front of me up to deck 5. We're down to deck 3. Of course, we were just on deck 5 where I showed you entrances into the Ivanhoe Theater. You're going to have more entrances into the theater here on deck 4. So this will get you into the balcony still, but more towards the lower level of the balcony. We're going to walk back out into the main atrium area, and this is going to be a deck. It's going to be a little bit split up, so as we walk, we're going to have to kind of jump over a couple of areas, but you do have the Pixels gallery here. That's kind of what this whole hallway is meant for, and you can see these walls. They will post the printed pictures on these walls, but they've got, of course, a desk here with someone that can help you with that. And then the Pixels gallery is really expansive. You notice they have all of these spaces where you can check out pictures. There's none there right now, but this does kind of go all the way through. Now we're going to walk around. You do have stairs that will get you down to the main atrium. So we continue to walk around. You are going to have a dining hall here. We'll get in there in a second, but I did just want to also show that you do have the library. So if you are looking for a place where you can go and kind of have some tables to get away, maybe play some games, that's going to be in these doors right here. Now, like I said, down this hallway is the Lincoln Dining Room. The Lincoln Dining Room is for my time dining, which means you can go whenever you want. You just have to check in between 5:30 and 9 p.m. And through these doors, you're going to be able to be seated with your party. And then you do have the Circle C Club. This is for ages 12 to 14, found right here next to the dining room. Kind of an odd location, but again, this is an older ship. It was different times when they made this ship. You'll notice that the inside of this dining room really looks kind of like that colonial time, like you're on a colonial ship. The theming is very interesting. It is lit up with pink neon at night. There's quite a bit of pink on the ship. I think that's just a reflection of the time that the ship was made. But again, you're going to check in on your app. Once your table is ready, you will come to this desk right here, and then they will show you to your seats. Now we are going to jump across this dining room to the other side because this deck does continue past this dining room. We are still on deck 4, but we're on the other side of the Lincoln dining room. So just know deck 4 is cut up by that dining room. You cannot actually get from one side to the other. You have to go up or below to get here. And we are here in the midship elevator bank on deck 4. So again, you're gonna have stairs that go up or down, but in the midship section of the Carnival Valor. And we're gonna walk through this hallway where you are going to have Club 02. This is gonna be the club for your 15 to 17-year-olds. So right there. Looks pretty cool inside. You're gonna have bathrooms in this hallway, men's, women's, as well as an accessible bathroom. And we're gonna be walking into Winston's Bar. Now, Winston's Bar is going to be the bar where karaoke is gonna take place. And I will say this, karaoke has been widely popular with the guests on board our current sailing. So you see there's a large bar in here, and then there's kind of a middle area that's round. That's where the karaoke will take place. If you are a karaoke fan, they definitely do it very well here on the Carnival Valor. And again, this area is packed time and time again with people wanting to sing and those cheering on their loved ones. Now we are walking into the Washington dining room. So the Washington dining room is found all the way at the back of the ship here on deck 4. This is going to be your set time dining. So if you have a specific set dining time like early dining or late dining, it will be through these doors here. So my time dining is in the Lincoln, set dining is here in the Washington dining room. And that is it for deck 4. We're going to pop down now to deck number 3. We are now on deck 3. We are all the way towards the forward elevator bank. You're going to see those stairs in front of me. Now on deck 3, you will of course have another entrance into the theater. So keep in mind, entrances to the theater, decks 3, 4, and 5. So Ivanhoe Theater right there. And then you'll have another entrance on this side. And this is going to be where the American lobby is. There are bathrooms here, women's, an accessible restroom, as well as a men's bathroom. But this takes you into the expansive American lobby with the glass elevators that will go all the way up to deck 9. Now you've got 2 very important desks in here. You have another shore excursions desk. This is the main one. I know we saw one on deck 5. This is going to be the one that will be open mostly during your voyage. You have the bar here in the middle, and then there's always live music happening in the evenings as well as photo opportunities. This is where the captain's chair will be. So lots of activity happening here during those evening hours. Continuing on around, you're going to see doors in front of me. That's going to take you out to a smoking section. So there is a smoking section down here on deck 3, and then you do have guest services. So if you are needing any type of help during your cruise, if you've got questions, you're going to be able to get those answered right there. And as we walk back around here, you are going to have this hallway, which is going to take you into, again, the Lincoln dining room. So the dining rooms are on 2 decks, decks 3 and 4. And this is another area where you can come and check in for your meal. Again, this is for my time dining. And that was deck 3. Well, that was it. That was the Carnival Valor. Thank you so much for watching. And again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit that like button. And until next time, see ya.